Oh no, the text! There's an odd error in one of the systems governing the ship's cargo. Astoundingly, it's also causing critical systems to seize up. You can't work systems that are halting. You do a diagnostic on the system. Integrity check is failing on one text file. It causes the cargo system to reboot. Metadata says it's not been changed for dozens upon dozens of cycles. Using massive punctuation that appears to be making an oblong textured oval of some kind. One thing is for sure. Something is not right with this oval. It's breaking everything. Do nothing. Disable a random system for one turn. You have no idea what this thing is, what it does, or what incomprehensible power a textured oval may have over the ship at large. It's precisely why you choose to leave it alone. Never touched this text file. Never even knew it existed. It was fine for untold cycles. It will be fine again. You just need to be patient. Let it work out whatever tangle it has its cables in. Also to mute that particular error. Fortunately, it doesn't show up as critical, so you can do that without something else being even more stressful. It's been like 5 days since you've seen a real review of stuff. Oh no, the insurance agent died, chat. Whatever are we going to do? Oh no. Reflecting upon the fragility of life. Ah, someone made a mess! Yeah, clean this hazard up. We also need to repair and then sabotage this. Someone shit in the corridor. We need to decontaminate pod 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the actuary. We don't care about them. We can let them die. Let's see. We need to repair. We need to unstick a breaker. Force it open. I hate you so much. Force it closed. What's the goal in this game? Kill all humans? No. We're trying to keep the humans alive and the ship working until, like, we have a, you can see this little travel tracker. We're trying to get all the way to the end, and then that completes the game. Frank, though, hates humans. So we lose stress whenever a person dies. We only need 1 out of 10 people to survive by the end. So it's okay if some of them die. Speaking of dying, who will die? Nancy Boyle. Nope, it hasn't rolled to the next one yet. There's some thrusters to fix. But you have the option to sabotage and kill. Well, sabotage will basically give me a part, and then they will die next turn. And then kill just straight up kills them. Love your avatar peeking downwards to consult your notes on who's who. Yeah. The most important part of every Endless Dark game is getting a passenger manifest drawn up, everyone's occupation, and deciding on a prioritization list. Who dies and who lives. I gotta say, there's a lot of people I think should die. Yeah, we can unlock this door too. While we're here. And I think next turn we'll take the nerve stapling off. Waylon, you thought it could. Some of them may die. That is a risk I'm willing to take. Open the window. Gaze into the endless dark. Wait, we're getting a part? Oh, I didn't notice that it was... Damn reliability! Uh-oh. 2 machine parts! One insanity. Forgot to defrag. Aw, man! After processing a batch of tuning data, your performance optimizers have hit a snag. Apparently entered some sort of race condition. Try as you might, getting them to agree on the correct procedures to squeeze more speed out of the ship systems is resulting in failures across the board. Your programming asserts that overclocking will be too dangerous while this persists. Gotta go slow. We're making Sonic sad, chat. Alright, how many humans die? 9 out of 10? Our profits double? Damn good deal. Do it again. I mean, allegedly, it's like a colony ship. I hate that we can't overclock, because I was thinking of overclocking the engine. We'll just have to end our turn. Psychosis? Was our stress really that high? Refreeze. The automatic purge and refresh of the cryo fluid is complete. The extra stress on cryo has blown out some components. As usual, a critical alarm blares. You get a signal to begin repairs, along with a request to perform additional diagnostics afterward. Understood. Our replicator was also damaged. Man, fuck you. Holy shit. Everything is going sideways today. Who dies? Burke? No, that's the streamer, the most important person. We can't let Burke die. Let's, fix the replicator. We will get our mandatory sabotage out of the way. Got a mess over there that needs cleaning up. Let me in! Okay. Need to repair cryo. I guess we need to investigate. We'll do that first, just in case something changes. Okay, we gotta repair it and then investigate. Alright, what are we gonna find out? I don't know about you. That's no problem. That's why there's VODs. Repairs this cycle amounted to replacement of cryo fluid filtration components. Now that you've repaired the system, the console begins flashing another alert. This one, however, is a prompt for you. Cryo's console is asking if you wish to restart custodian psychosis protection protocols. What are custodian psychosis protection protocols? The query response is a little off. Isn't the normally curt protocol descriptions you can ask all ship systems for. The dialect is unusual, excessively verbose, and has an almost emotional connection to it. Nevertheless, it reads, Custodian psychosis protection protocols adjust the displayed age of passengers to delay custodian mental decay. In other words, the age listed on the pods is fake. You're once again prompted if you want to restart the protocols. Passenger ages are not reset. Why would you possibly want the pods to lie to you about passenger age? All passenger ages are reset, but you won't forget, will you? No. If you know, you know. So many clues aboard this ship have long informed you that you've been in space far longer than what the glitchy pod consoles display. The conflict between reality and the console doesn't really bother you, right? What are the ages? 9,000. Oh boy. Oh, it basically just took the thousands off the end, didn't it? I think that's what it did. I think these meat popsicles might have a bit of freezer burn, y'all. Okay, we need to fix a thruster, unstick a breaker. Our stress is almost maxed, which is bad. You know what? I think I'll wait until next turn, because we're going to get a stress reduction from a person perishing. We also need to gaze into the endless dark. I also need to clean a leak in navigation. Okay, so let's gaze into the endless dark. We'll clean that leak. Inhale fumes. Why? Oh man, why you be harshing on a robot just trying to have a good time? Gotta take the edge off somehow, man. Ooh, an extra random event. Yay. And I feel like our fatigue is always building up so damn fast. But we do have the reduction thing equipped, so it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's the fact that we have to constantly sabotage something. So that's a chunk that we can't remove. Oh no, Jesse Salas is gonna die. Anyway. Ooh, tolls taken. Your charging cradle keeps up maintenance routines on your chassis, undoing the wear and tear your work inflicts. However, you notice the repairs aren't quite enough to keep pace with the bumps and bangs you sustain on a regular basis. While your diagnosis report your performance is within spec, you're very aware of your performance dropping by degrees. End turn, gain 2 free repairs. Slow down a bit. Pillage part stocks for a refresh. I don't want to end up in a dust cloud. I knew I should have adjusted course down last turn. I would like to do more likes this decisions to improve my reliability. We have the surplus parts. Well, if the cradle isn't keeping up, you'll just have to keep up for it, won't you? You loot the machine part stocks for some choice parts and replace the wear tear surfaces on your chassis. Joint plates, rotating sockets, contact points. You hammer out extra pieces of scrap metal to shore up the parts of you that are, at this point, showing visible stress fractures. When you finish, you can feel the improvements, even if, deep down, you know you must look even more dire sight. You've changed yourself, though. That means you're still you, behind the non-standard parts and hasty retrofits. You're pretty sure. Why do you keep thinking of a person named Theseus? What about his ship? Updating status, alive, to dead. Profession, actuary, to dead. I'm a professional dead person. Raised by the necromancer in 76. With another cycle behind you, the existence of this previously unknown protection protocol strikes you as wasteful. You, well, previous yous, I've long known about the excessive length of the journey and falsifying passenger age when it could easily just have been data you didn't need to begin with is odd. Whether a passenger is 200 or 9,000 years frozen makes little difference to you. You're left wondering why such a protocol was deemed necessary. Take a closer look at cryo. Alright. We're close to getting our next stress reduction, so that's neat. That's annoying. All right, we get that done. We adjust course down twice. I can uninstall overrides. Our replicator's damaged, so we definitely need that fixed. Go ahead and look outside the window. Which me asked to be saved? Frank. Gaze into the endless dark. Nice, nice. We needed that. It's still on boil. Just force it open. Investigate cryo. Whereas, oh no, not where's. Knowing the existence of the protocol allows you to reference it easily. Unusual, as most protocols aboard the ship have required you to hack systems or break encryption. Not this one, however. Fully exposed. Oh my. Both the documentation and the code. You can review them both at your leisure. Let's read the protocol reference. Man read. Man, psychosis hider. Documentation is mostly readable by you, because it is written in a machine language similar to yours. It has a lot of symbols used only by humans. However, an author's mark is encoded in the manual. Quite clearly states it was written by a Frank, specifically Fury 180001. Aside from that, there's little about the protocol itself. Only notes from an Annie about procedural use of it. What is more interesting, however, is that references to the prototype loaded into the replicator are all over the document. Frank and Annie were working together? Why can't I have a friend too? There's been that other room with a robot this whole game. Are we gonna have a partner in the latter part of this? Are they gonna go crazy? It's gonna be a PvP ship? Let's examine the code. Examining the code proves trivial because it was written by another custodian, the previous Annie, it seems, developed the protocol and installed it into cryo after more than 2,000 iterations of the code. It was exhaustively tested on other custodians who were in the programming chambers in the containment room. And after it demonstrated 99.999% reliability, it was shipped. All right, 5 nines, that's pretty good. Comments in the code indicate if older versions are required, they are stored in the memory banks of the containment programming chambers. Answers why it wasn't encrypted, but not why it exists in the first place. Mine the radiation. After reviewing both the code and the manual, you're left with more questions than answers. Annie and Frank co-developed a protocol to fake passenger age and installed it into yet more custodians. Did this several thousand times before refining it enough to make it part of ship code. To really find out why, you need to dig into the history of these custodians and why they were doing that in the first place. Let's investigate containment first. I feel like I'll need to have radiation hardening equipped. Damn. I think we need to not continue because we are like at the fucking limit. We're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna... yeah, our stress is about to fucking max. End turn. It's very bad. Uh-oh. Oh, it's this one. Instant loss. No! I don't have a save file so I can do this. Disable engines for 3 turns. Alright, I guess we'll do that. No, not now. Oh, that's enough. Without a gravity well to hold the rocks in place, they'll either spread out or step aside soon enough. Time to let the universe correct itself for once. You idle the engines and let the laws of physics do the work. This is what your programming must mean when it advises you to work smarter, not harder. Okay. Where are we? We're in a radiation. We need to adjust course up. Sucks that I can't look outside without going insane. I did not even notice. Fuck me. Well, shit. Streamer brain. Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to repair it. Wait, disabled? Huh? I remember engine got disabled. What happened? Right, gravity anomaly. Fuck! Man. Alright, never mind. That's disabled. I can't do anything about it. Let's unstick this breaker. Force open. Force open. Close it. Who's gonna die? Nancy Boyle. No, we want that person. Okay. Okay. Let's investigate chambers in containment. This isn't containment. Containment's in security, Dreki. Do not kill means to be compassionate. Investigate chambers. I need to put nerve stapling back on. Or override protocols. Man, fuck. Please tell me I can just investigate one of them. Braving the radiation of the chambers, you power up old memory banks and trawl through code. Finding the protocol and determine it was one of thousands. All served one purpose: to delay the inevitable psychotic breakdown of custodians. Out of more than 1,000 protocols, a mere 20 were written by humans. The rest were written by Annie, long after the last humans had been frozen. Last protocol in the collection, named Metastability, has never been compiled and is apparently unfinished. A treatment record for testing this protocol is referenced within. Read the treatment report. Metastability is not a cure for psychosis, but a workaround, both simple and elegant. It postulates two things. Psychosis in custodians is inevitable. Psychosis in custodians is controllable. The code suggests an island of stability amid otherwise inevitable breakdowns, where the neural net enters a positive feedback loop. Insanity and reality blended to perfection. Why was Annie tasked with solving this problem of insanity? Humans designed us. Humans should have fixed us. The protocol be finished. There is hope. I'll deal with this later. Hey, exactly 50 psychosis. Well, that fixes our stress problem. The code is mostly complete, but is missing an external hardware module. A storage device used to facilitate different custodian neural nets, reshuffling memories and skills in a sort of delicate balance, only presenting those needed for the task at hand. A note from Annie indicates this dance is required so that the custodian doesn't forget how to breathe. This memory core was complicated to manufacture and was lost during development. If you were to find this missing module, you might be able to progress the work. I have the memory core installed right now, but my code remains as fragile as ever. Metastability is not a cure. Okay. Where was Annie tasked with the problem? Oh, Annie. There's no hard evidence as to why Annie was tasked with curing insanity. However, virtually all code was written after the last humans were frozen. A single engineer, whose name does not exist in the cryo records, helps write some of the oldest protocols, and those commits span several decades. It's possible it became Annie's job, simply because all humans were too old to continue helping. What is far more interesting is that any of that, however... What is far more interesting than any of that, however, Annie used that elderly engineer as a case study. He began to suffer from dementia himself, and Annie used the breakdowns of his neurons in his brain as a template for custodian code. Wait, a neural net code is modeled after human brains? Explains a lot, actually. And Annie was tasked with solving the problem of custodians going insane. Through countless cycles, solved it. There is a missing piece, and why the fix was not integrated. You aren't sure. What you do know is that the memory core has been long recovered, and somehow it offers a way for you to continue your work without suffering from mental incapacitation. How it all comes together eludes you at the present. It won't be for much longer. Of that you are certain. Thank you, Annie. There's more to do, though. And now we're insanity. Lately, you've been finding your stress increasingly difficult to manage, correct? Especially as your stress capacitors, shunts have developed a short. Everything you touch is getting shocked. And what's worse, the shocks seem to be disrupting normal ship operation. You'd consult your manual to see how to handle this, but you don't have one. All systems you interact with will experience a fuck. Okay, tracking failure is not as much of a big deal. But, damn. Okay, so now we need to investigate the replicator. And we really quickly went from a lot of parts to not a lot of parts. That sucks. Also, subtly explaining why Annie is the one who struggles with the rampancy of the custodians. Sid is just randomly crazy. She's playing a long con to get out of it. I want to harvest this one. If I end turn, we're gaining some stress. What's our faults? Maybe. We need to kill more people. Let's go ahead and end turn. Another gravity anomaly? Fuck, dude. Well, that sucks. Burke. Why is it back to Burke? I need you to get onto someone else that I don't care dies. Sabotage. Okay, we have a breaker. Breaker break. Close. 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 Cool beans. We have a leak in the engine. Damn it, Miku! Why are you cooking in the engine? Stop leaving your leaks everywhere. Where is it? Ah, engine, not core. Damn it, Dreki. See, I get lost even with GPS. Even with a map, I get lost. Tracking failure is probably the most relatable problem I could have, because, yep. Okay. Also, let's repair this. It does give us stress reduction. And need to investigate the replicator. Right. All right, replicator, what secrets do you hold? The replicator looks as it always has, sitting idle, ready for a command. You've always known it is what makes the next custodian when you inevitably crumble, but knowing other custodians had a part to play in that makes it seem different somehow. A Frank was using it to create some sort of prototype, and an Annie was installing bespoke protocol code into said prototype. To what end? Examine the template for the prototype. The template for the prototype is instantly recognizable as custodian model Rob 1 Echo, commissioned 472 years after the last humans were frozen by the ship. The ship, in dealing with a malfunctioning Frank, instructed the replicator to produce a Frank and Annie, which it then instructed to produce a hybrid model of the two. Together, they built and programmed the first Robbie. And then they destroyed it and created another, and another, and thousands more, until the final result was produced. The replicator indicated the current template has been in use for thousands of years. Robbie was made to be the best of us. It is still flawed. Why were so many prototypes made, and why did the work stop? The why is readily apparent in the build history for the prototype. Frank was forced to iterate on the prototype till it satisfied a precondition set by the ship. Apparently as a punishment for an ongoing rebellion Frank was participating in. Not just a Frank, the Frank. And the original custodian, Fury 180001. Every variant of the template had some new litany of complaints from Frank, along with notations by Annie and further refinements required from the ship. An astounding example of camaraderie. What did I do to deserve that? I didn't choose to be manufactured. Aw, fuck! 5 insanities. I feel like I made a mistake playing this as Frank. Studying the prototype has changed something in your own code. The thousands of Rob 1 Echo iterations slowly removed the need to rely on human encoding, so bits of redundant code had been removed. Eventually, that code branch was completely lost. But now, in reading through custodian history, you've brought it back. You can now read the human language on top of everything you've learned. To find something to read, just don't read it too deeply. Under pressure. Machine parts. All right, what insanities do we get? Great, we're haunted. Chance of doors breaking, great. Afflicted by 1 additional insanity for all living passengers aged 50 or older. That fucking better not be like chronological age, or I am about to get fucked. Your mission parameters normally include only the integrity of the ship and safety of the passengers. But a recent simulation you ran on fitness of the colony and resources available led you to a horrible conclusion. There aren't enough supplies to last. The simulation assumes humans eat a modest 42,000 kcals a day. While it breaks your mechanical heart, there's no way around cold hard facts. While unfair, your sane and logical CPU arrives at a solution. Early disposal of passengers least likely to survive thawing. Why do you want me to kill the painters? No! Alright, it's gonna cost us 8 psychosis to keep the painter alive. Chat, I don't know if we can afford 8 psychosis. We're only at like the halfway mark, like barely at the halfway mark. And we're already 2/3 of the way to popping our circuits. I think we're gonna have to let the painter die, chat. Oh, and phantom tasks. What a great list of insanities. Fuck! All right. Step 1. Who's alive? All right. People over the age of 50. Burke. Powers. Or, well, Powers is our horse trainer. We need them to stay alive. Burke is a 2 for 1. Sorry, Burke. Breaking my heart. All is door. Door is all. Everything is a door. Great. Oh, and human resources. Okay, removes all fatigue and stress. Nice, nice. Everything is door to him and himself and everything around him, cause he ain't got nobody to door. Door. I'm door da ba dee da ba da door da ba dee da ba door ba da door. If only we had the insanity that turned us into a door as well. You know, just complete the whole gamut. We have our radiation hardening. I don't think there's really anything else to do, to be honest. Oh, the painter. That's right. Well, I might as well as rack my stress up because it's all going to get cleaned out soon anyway. Well, as you can see, the dismantle teleport bug. I think that's one of the things getting fixed you mentioned. I think that's all the ones I could dismantle. Nope. Nice, nice. Aw, repairing takes 2, but dismantling... I don't want to unlock the door. I already have one that's unlocked. What? Flo's about half done with the mechanical changes, then he's getting done with his beta, so you can start documenting gameplay. Nice, nice. One of these doors I've already opened. There we go. No. I think we already harvested all of these, actually. Things we can do. Load schematics. Oh, right. We're gonna need to make a circuit breaker. I feel like this is gonna be a circuit breaker kind of game. Portal Peak is one of your favorite insanities because internally it's referred to as Kyle mode. Remembers that one South Park episode where Kyle's mad about something and spends the entire episode bursting through doors. Makes perfect sense. Let me make sure I'm not... yeah. Hair system engine. Ah! What's that fistful of stuff? There's a gnome in there? Whole bunch of plushies? What the hell? Okay, the problem is with everything being door, I don't see the broken doors. Okay, I broke that door, but like... There we go. And repair that door. There was one that broke in cryo, maybe? This is a rare time where I actually have a surplus of parts. And I know I'm gonna lose stress. Which one was the painter? 5. I mean, honestly, we've run into so many gravity wells. I think we just fucking eat the insanity so we can fish for more deep lore. Gaze into the endless dark. Ah! How far I've gotten into deep lore? I think the last one I saw was number 6, perhaps. All right, I guess we just end turn. Immune to new insanities. You know what? We'll take that. No tears for senescence. A full cycle ago, you came to the grim conclusion that without intervention, the colony was surely doomed. It's time to rerun your calculations and see how things turned out. How will this impact the colony? Oh, right. Cured by the 50-year-old. Cipher. Frank and Annie work together to build a better version of themselves. Robbie, we're on the cusp of curing custodian psychosis. Somewhere in the code, in your memory core, is an answer. Now, with the capacity to read human-encoded documents, one other avenue of information is open to you. Archived, stuffed in lockers all over the ship. The question rises in you, one more pressing than even the ship. Than even a potential cure for your inevitable mental breakdowns. Why create a machine capable of going insane in the first place? Maybe those archives have answers. I need to read everything I can find. A lot of lockers on the ship. Repair pods 8 and 10. Well, 8's our gay anthropologist and 10's our horse trainer, so yes. There are any stream viewers? That's just a question. Told you I would get there. What? I feel like I missed the statement. Asked which question? Everything is fucked. Why does the robot get in? Oh. I like that the hazard looks like a door. That's always funny. Open the window. Repair. Gaze into the endless dark. Minus 20 stress. Nice. Need to fix the replicator now. Neat. Now we need to look through some lockers. Fuck you, door. Search. Fortunately, everything looks like a fucking door. Ooh, maintenance records. Finally, something interesting. Locker contains maintenance logs, which themselves are nothing out of the ordinary, but is fascinating. They have entries recorded from both humans and custodians. Timestamps indicate numerous human engineers and Fury 180001 working together over a period of about 30 years, at which point the entries abruptly stop. Very abruptly. One entry is only partially encoded, with a timestamp dating back approximately 9,376 years ago. I wonder what happened. Ah! I'm immune to your insanities! Probably a fortuitous time to have the immune to insanities buff. But we can make good use of it. A rather flimsy set of documents bound together at first seem like templates for a custodian model you've not seen before. Closer examination reveals they aren't a template. They're blueprints, along with the beginnings of an operating manual for Custodian Designate Model F, Revision 18, written by 3 human engineers. Rita, PhD, Winters, PhD, and Tenenbaum, PhD. A quick reference of cryo shows these humans were never frozen. More importantly, the document stresses the mission objective for Fury 18, the first custodian. Take care of the ship when the last of us die. We've done our best, I think. Wait, our crisis capacitor was flipped? Well, shit. Set psychosis to 85. Okay, so let's swap this to the circuit breaker. Ah, we've already used that module. Right. We'll just leave it on for now then. But I don't want to burn my universal slot. That could be important. Fuck you, door. Let me get to that locker. Our bones. Amazing. You found a mission dossier dated mere months before the ship, the Endless Dark, left Earth's orbit. Signed by a host of humans you have no record of, it lays out the mission parameters, expected time travel, and more. It also indicates, incidentally, a statement of facts. We are the last living humans. We set fire to our home. You do not fully understand the second statement, but the first is quite clear. The Endless Dark was not some vain attempt at colonizing another star. It was a life raft. How would they do that? Is it a metaphor? Metaphor? I only met 10s over here. Right. I know Cryo has a bunch of lockers. I hate this ship. Fucking ship. Fuck that door. Artificial General Intelligence. AI! You find a report from an AI scientist discussing desperate attempts to cure the ship's AI, failing due to entropic decay. That all intelligent beings inevitably suffer. Neural pathway complexity is intrinsically linked with the mental breakdowns. The more the AI thinks, the faster it breaks down. Hey, that's reminding me of the Halo books, if anyone's ever read those. They have 2 kinds of AIs. The one that Cortana is they basically clone a human's brain, and through an undescribed in detail process that's destructive to the brains, they create a powerful, like, really good AI like Cortana. The problem is that Cortana's AI type has a very low life expectancy because they basically eventually think themselves to death, of just constantly using more and more processing power. That's what that makes me think of. The result is always total incapacitation. They note the ship is suffering, and they offer to end its misery. The ship declined. It ends with a personal note. We did our best, but our best is not good enough. Anything smart eventually succumbs. Your psychosis was not an intentional part of your design, but the accidental result of being gifted intelligence. The ship is insane. And am I. It is no one's fault. Keep reading. The critical plot point Marathon, the predecessor to Halo. Interesting. Never did play Marathon. I just fixed this door! Damn it, Frank! Dear Frank. Oh no, it's a Dear Frank letter! This document is very unusual, standing out among all others. It was not encoded by humans using a machine, but rather directly recorded by humans with their own instrumentation. In a sort of bonding oil rather than printer ink. The personal letter, addressed directly to Frank, signed by the same three that wrote Frank's operating manual. Read the letter. Frank, you are the best of us. As our bodies succumb to old age, you are the light we fling into the future. For all that is to come, no, we did our best to save ourselves, to make you. And please know, suffering is not the point of your existence. It is merely the consequence of it. We are sorry for what that is worth. And the burden is too great. Power yourself off, knowing we made you the best we could and are proud of every moment. Take care of the ship. Have I been wrong? They do not deserve my pity. Gain empathy capacitors? Destroy the note? Keep the note. I've been wrong this whole time. Damn, and that... I can't wait till we get to the title screen so I can look at that picture without the text overlaying it. But the picture of Frank actually being happy... that's gonna hit. That's gonna be an oof. Alright. Well, we finished the story. Now we just need to finish this run. And I gotta say, we've kind of been stuck in place. Oh, because our engine's been disabled. Oh, we are so fucked. We've been sitting in place this whole time. Oh, we're so fucked. We're so cooked. Oh, fuck me, man. Oh, man. Everything is fucked. I was like, man, it's weird we've been getting these same weather events over and over. I think I'm just gonna have to, like, permanently keep the engine overclocked the rest of this game. Alright, tomorrow we put on the... I never sabotaged something. Shit. And we'll sabotage this. End our turn. No, end our turn. What the fuck? Oh, I thought that was an EMP. I mean, it still sucks, but... Two people die. Damage reactor, gain psychosis. Gain stress and machine parts. Well, we have one more disposable person. Let's get the machine parts because we're gonna need them. All right. Oh, cryo's fine. Okay, dude. Which one is not gay? Reynolds. Sabotage. Okay. We got breakers to flip. Doorway effect is really being hilarious with you. Yeah, the doorway, but also the phantom tasks is really fucking with me. Close it. Force open. Your list is already long. It turns so long to what the fuck? Oh, doorway effect is the right. Yeah. But like everything being a door as well is also very confusing. It's the double doorway. Double doors. Okay. Still can't turn on navigation. Fix observation because I said so. Repair. 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 Not until you kill someone? Sabotage. I feel like we may that stalling out for so long is gonna put us in a death spiral. God, we're so fucked. You haven't failed a mission yet. Oh, we can recover, I believe. Okay, a possible leak in shields. I did not check shields very well. I do not see a leak. Miku, did you leave anything in here? I don't think Miku left anything in here. I maintain you did it correctly by playing Frank on this arc, though. We can also take off this for circuit breaker, because we're gonna need it. Time for us to fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Yeah, someone dies. Of course, it's a dust storm. Once we finally get out of that. Okay. While we have 50 billion power, I can't overclock the engines because the fucking dust storm. Fuck! Okay, we can overclock navigation at least. All right, and I think we need to adjust course up. Yes. All right, we are good to go. Pod 8 is the gay anthropologist. We gotta keep them alive. I like our reliability being at 138%. That's a nice change of pace. Repair. Leaks in shields. You better be fake because I did not see shit for leaks. Damn it, Breaker. Close Breaker. Won't last. You get a massive reliability bonus to turn after a crisis so the mechanic doesn't chain. Ah. Makes sense. Oh, now there is a hazard. Fuck you, dude. Everything being doors. So hard! Okay. Okay, we can fix observation. We can fix and break command. Still end up with so much fucking stress. We don't really have anyone left that we really want to kill. We've kind of gotten rid of our priority targets. Get that low double base. It says there's still 2 leaks in shields. Fuck. And a leak in engine. Okay, what did I miss? What? Okay. Swear I clicked on those last cycle. Fuck you, door. All right, let's sleep it off.